I'm Anya Hallemeiser, Associate Editor at GreenBiz Group, and I'm here with Judith Hochhauser Schneider, Director of Private Sector Engagement at World Wildlife Fund. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Excellent. I wanted to know what you're excited about and which private partnerships you are working on right now.
Great. So many, really, but the two that I focus most of my attention on is really around the work I do with Walmart and Coca-Cola. But seeing as the thing we've been talking about a lot lately has been Walmart and Project Gigaton, I can focus a little bit on that. I think we've been really excited. Last year at their milestone meeting, Walmart launched its Project Gigaton. We helped to design and implement the program. We're co-leading 3 of the pillars around energy, deforestation, and food waste. And it's just an exciting time because we feel like the program is really accessible. It's not only for the players that are big, that are already thinking and doing in this space. It's intended for those that don't necessarily know what to do. And it's an on-ramp because they can work with a lot of the NGO partners that have worked with Walmart on this. So WWF in particular, because we're leading those 3 areas, we have programs that help support it. So with regard to energy, we have our Climate Savers program. We have a number of areas where we can support companies that are looking to do space around science-based targets, things like that. Around deforestation, we have our Global Forest and Trade Network. And around food waste, we have some of the foremost experts. So whether you're working with someone like WWF or EDF or CI or TNC, it just makes it possible for companies to start thinking about it. It's a voluntary program, but yet companies can really get involved.
So coming back to Project Gigaton, how do you help organizations that are that big set specific decarbonization goals?
So a lot, and again, it comes back to a lot of other partners. So having the Science-Based Targets Initiative, and Walmart was the first retailer to set a science-based target. You have a number of organizations that are able to help unpack what goes into not only their Scope 1 and Scope 2, but their Scope 3, which it's sort of the holy grail at this point. That's where most of their footprint lies. And so if you can figure out how to go all the way down the value chain and really address that, that's the way to do it. And so it's a matter of better understanding where it is outside of their footprint, and the Science-Based Targets Initiative is getting to that place where they're able to help companies do it.
So there are these different aspects. You have the science aspect and you have the relationship aspect. So what's your secret for building partnerships and developing relationships with organizations?
It's a great question. So the secret sauce, and something that I take learnings from each of my partnerships and apply it to the others. So it really comes down to straight objectives, right? Being able to articulate in a very clear way, what are we trying to do? And being able to have an agreement and alignment. And those objectives really need to look at what are the priorities for Walmart, what are the priorities for WWF, and where's that sweet spot in the middle, and how do we maximize it? So it's having clear objectives. It's having alignment also at every level. So it's great if the C-suite's saying this is so important and your CEOs get together and come up with some good ideas. That doesn't work if everywhere down the chain it doesn't exist. You also need the bench strength. So it's helpful that I have such a strong relationship with Zach Fries, who's my counterpart at Walmart, and we get so much done. But it's really helpful that I touch base with a lot of other people within the organization, and I have such a great tech support on my side, and I need all of them to be reaching out to all the folks at Walmart. And then that gives an element of redundancy. So if we lose someone on either side, it doesn't disrupt the flow of what we're doing. But I think the fundamentals are really about trust, right? I mean, it's always been said, but you can't course correct. You can't course correct on the objectives. You can't course correct on the people if you don't have that trust. So that's really what it comes down to a lot of the time. But you're absolutely right. It's about the technical strength, but it's about those relationships.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.